And we'll get to that in about 5 minutes here. Checking farm news this morning, to no one's surprise, Kansas Senator Pat Roberts officially took the helm of the Senate Ag Committee last week. He will make history as the first member of Congress to chair both the House of Representatives and Senate Agriculture Committees. Roberts promised a, quote, aggressive schedule of hearings on everything from farm programs and school meals to oversight of the Environmental Protection Agency. Roberts' imminent rise to the chairmanship had been a selling point to Kansas voters in his tough campaign for re-election last year. More than 30 farm groups and agribusinesses group last week officially launched a coalition that'll work for the end of the 50-year-old Cuban trade embargo. The group also hopes to increase agricultural trade with the communist country, a plan that President Barack Obama outlined in mid-December. It's called the U.S. Agriculture Coalition for Cuba, a group hoping to reestablish normalized trade relations with Cuba.
Well, I'm from Illinois, and we have over $8.3 billion in ag exports that Illinois is responsible for in the global marketplace. We're #1 producer of soybeans. We're #2 producer of corn.
A group motivated by Midwest farm state senators hoping to establish agricultural trade with 11 million consumers in the island nation.
Well, this is an important issue for Kansans and certainly for Kansas agriculture. We are the largest wheat-producing state in the country. The second largest import to Cuba today is wheat. But it doesn't come from the United States. And that's the point I would make, is that this embargo only harms ourselves and doesn't change behavior in Cuba.
We've done a good bit of business, but there's a $1.7 billion market opportunity out there. We need to get a larger percentage of that since we're 90 miles away from Cuba. And I think once the Cubans experience the great diversity and quality and quantity and affordability of American agricultural products, they're going to demand more.
So North Dakota is a leading producer of things like peas, lentils, dry edible beans, certainly spring wheat, durum wheat, all of which we have sold in Cuba. We've traded into Cuba, in some cases in rather large amounts, within the context, of course, of the short time frame. But so we bring a lot of that agricultural product, as well as a lot of international trade, frankly, background and expertise that is embedded in our intellectual communities, in ag policy communities in North Dakota.
It's an effort to promote normalized U.S.-Cuban relations on behalf of American family farmers.
While this issue started with me as an opportunity for one more market for Kansas farmers, it's become one that also recognizes the other benefits that can come, including freedom and liberty around the globe.
Right now, Cuba imports 80% of its food needs, mostly from South American countries. Cold season dry peas from Canada will be available to plant in the U.S. next year. North Dakota-based seed company Meridian Seeds has obtained U.S. distribution access for dry pea pedigreed seed varieties developed by the University of Saskatchewan's Crop Development Center. The dry pea varieties will be sold through Meridian Seeds in about 12 states. The right to distribute CDC pea varieties takes effect September 1st this year. Time now for Iron Monday, the latest machinery news. Well, John Deere has made changes to their sprayer lineup that include boom and chassis size, along with new technology to comply with final Tier 4 emission standards.
We've kind of taken the attributes from our larger sprayer and we brought them down to our 800 and 1,000-gallon machines to comply with compatibility with boom size. We now offer a 120-foot boom on the smaller machines, where on the prior models that was not a factory option.
The changes include boom height control sensors.
It's integrated into the system, so as you follow the contour of the ground, the sensors will take care of the height on the boom and keep it at a certain height, and you can also run them manually or automatically, whichever you prefer.
For producers already using John Deere's RTK Precision Ag system, this is the next step forward.
We're pretty excited about the fact that we, with myjohndeere.com, it kind of is all springboarding off of RTK. It's springboarding into the AutoTrack, into going to one spot that you can look at what your machine's productivity is. You have the capacity to find out what it's doing, how it's functioning, how it's operating. And I guess in the world of productivity, everybody likes to know what you can do and what it's capable of. So we're trying to, at the end of the day, we want to be that one-stop shop where you can look at all that information without going to 5 or 6 different sources to find it.
Now, the model numbers for John Deere's new sprayer are R30 through R4045. We'll take a closer look at those next Monday morning right here on Iron Monday.